Hello to all. Today, now in this part of our tutorial, we'll start working with loops. Okay. What really are loops? If we go back to our assembly tutorials, we will see that we generally see the option to execute the same piece of code many times. Okay. In this case, right now in our calculator, the code is executed only once because even though here the flow of the app can go through here or through here or through here or through here or through here, so 5 different flows options in which the flow of the app will flow. Remember, I always look at the apps as some kind of as a river, yeah, in which right now it's going straight through here, and then when it gets here there is like 5 different paths in which he can choose to go, and then it goes, and then it continues through here. After that path, it goes back to the main line and finishes. Okay, the program finishes here, it gets to line 49 and it's over. Okay, what we want to do right now is the option to execute the app many times, yes, until the user decides to go out of it. I mean, it's a calculator in which you can ask the user all the time new things until he decides to exit our app. I don't want the app to finish after one operation. Okay, so how would we do that? There are 2 kinds of loops. We will choose the first kind, which is a loop that uses a condition, of course. The conditions, as I mentioned before, goes inside a parenthesis, and the only difference is that the condition, in this case, we're going to use our condition, first kind of condition loop will be, instead of if, it will say another word, another kind of word. Specifically, we will call it while, okay, a while loop. So before we add this functionality to the complete calculator, okay, what I will do is show you how a while loop looks like, and how, for example, we can do something basic. Okay, so I will comment everything right now. This is a way to comment a complete block, so it doesn't, because later on I will use it, but for now I'm disabling all this, and I only have this line ready to execute. So we're going to use something that is called a while loop. Okay, it even allows me to add, it knows what's a while loop, and it tells me, okay, add the condition for which the while will execute. Okay, if I put while true, this loop will never stop. It's like a jump, unconditional loop. If I execute this, the computer will get stuck in here, and it forever will try to execute this line here. And we're not going to do that. Okay, what we'll do is add a condition that will depend, for example, in our case, we will try to, I don't know, show the first 10 numbers. Okay, so I will define a local variable called a counter, yeah, that of type int, that will be equal to 0. Okay, we will tell the counter, the while, to print the first 10 numbers, that in the following way. We will tell him to print the counter. Okay, sorry. Okay, great. And we will tell the counter to go to increase by 1. Great. And if we do this, the while will execute again infinitely, because it's still true. Let's try it. We can always stop an infinite loop here. And there is the option here on the left. As you can see, it's infinitely showing all the numbers that int can have. Let's stop it here. Great, we stopped it. We have to do something we want only to show the first 10 numbers. So the easiest way to do it is putting a condition like this. If while counter is smaller than a certain number, let's say than 11, instead of 10, let's put 10, then print. In case counter is it's above 10, it's not complying with this condition, it will continue and finish the app. And you can see it prints from 0 to 9. It works great. Why from 0 to 9? Because I'm telling him while it is under 10. If we wanted to put it equals to 10, we have to add the equal here, like this. Okay, or we can always put under 11 instead of 10. It always depends on how we just programmed our app. Okay, now I will commit and push like always. I'm gonna say just made a small test with while loop. I can comment. I'm not gonna push right now because it's quicker. Yes. Okay. Okay, great. So now our first loop works great. How we can add this option to the calculator? Our idea is that I want the calculator to execute until it enters the option 5, for example, which is exit. Okay? Yes? So let's reactivate this part of the code and add a new else if here that put here 5. Okay? And let's put a small message that says thank you for using our app. Okay, great. And what we also do is the following. We will add this option here. Let's never forget to add it here as a text. Exit. Okay. And we execute, right now if we execute this option, even with the while up here, what will happen is that the app will execute the 10 numbers here, and then it go to the next line, which is 18. And then it will ask for the first number. I'm gonna put it like 50. Second number, 10. If I write exit, it will tell me, thank you for using our app, sorry. And then it goes out. We have to do something that it doesn't, that when it gets to this line here, to the line 59, from here, you should jump back up here. It should jump up here and ask for 2 new numbers and let him choose one of these options. Okay, in case it's not 5. So let's think a bit how we can do that. If we know that everything inside this block will be executed the amount of times or any that the while loop decides, this line will keep executing one after the other in each cycle, then we can put that the block here doesn't stop, so it shouldn't stop here, it can stop here, the line 59. We can move all this forward to tell him that we want it inside the while block, right? This is not necessary anymore. And now, if we execute this, the counter, now the counter is necessary. Sorry. Okay, if we execute this right now, these options will be executed 11 times, yeah, without really respecting the exit option. So what really we need to do? We need to change also the condition in which the while keeps executing. Remember, this is the condition that tells him to keep executing. How we do that? If we tell him instead of the counter, this variable, will delete it. We don't need it anymore. Okay? And we tell him, listen, the condition that will keep you working, that will keep you executing, this calculator should be operator is not equal to 5. This is the way to put not equal. So while, and if you think about it, just read it, okay? Read it out loud. While operator is not equal to 5, execute everything inside this block, which is great because if operator is equal to 5, yeah, it should get out of the while. So once it reads the line and it passes through here, when it gets to line 54, which is as you can see, it is the end of up here. It shows us what is the beginning of the operator, line 11. When we get here, we'll try to go back up here. It will check if operator is not equal to 5, and because it is, it will just immediately go after this line here to line 55. Okay, let's try it. If we execute, it will ask you for a first number, 50, 10, and I want to divide, for example. Again, the revision, enter first number again, 33, and I want to add. Great. 52, and I want to multiply. As you can see, it will keep working until I put the number 5. Of course, there is a small problem that it asks me for 2 numbers even to get to the menu. We can improve these things, okay? If we put 5, it will tell me thank you for using our app, and it jumps up, it gets out of the loop and continue working out here. So as you can see, we've had our first experience with the while loop. Okay, later on we will work in the future with the for loop, but for now all our work will be with the while loop. There are some other loops. The for, the do while are 2 more loops that we'll be working with, but with the while loop and putting the right conditions here, you should be able to do any kind of combinations.